What's happening, my Jacked family? Coach Scott here, jackedafter40.com, here with 5 tips for a successful mini cut. A mini cut is a short-term diet lasting between 4 and 6 weeks and usually happens when you're going from lean to shredded, just trying to keep some of that fat in check that you've built up, accumulated during a muscle building phase. It sounds somewhat simple, but I find that a lot of men over 40 who are going through these mini cuts struggle because they're already looking good. You're already lean. So when you're faced with temptations during this, what should be a 4 to 6 week mini cut, it's very easy to give in to those temptations, looking at yourself going, up, I'm looking pretty good, so what if my mini cut lasts a little bit longer? The trouble is, if you're facing these temptations on a frequent basis, a 4 to 6 week mini cut could very easily turn into an 8 to 12 week cutting phase where you're just spinning your wheels over and over again, kind of sabotaging your mini cut success and really delaying what is most important, which is getting back to building muscle as quickly as possible. So to avoid dragging on this mini cut any longer than it needs to be sure to follow these 5 tips for a successful mini cut and drop a comment down below to let me know which one of these tips resonated most with you, and I'd appreciate it if you smash that like button for me. Tip number 1 is that you should aim to lose between 0.5 and 1% of your total body weight per week. That has been shown to help you preserve your muscle mass while you're cutting. That is crucially important for us men over 40 during this mini cut. All that hard-earned muscle that we gained during our muscle building phase, we don't want to sacrifice it by being overly aggressive with our diet. So aiming to lose 0.5 to 1% of your total body weight per week has been shown to help preserve your muscle mass. So if you're a 200-pound bro over 40, you're looking at losing between 1 and 2 pounds per week. Now, an approximation of that is to lose 1 pound per week, you'd basically be looking at creating a 500 calorie deficit. So if you're aiming to lose 2 pounds per week, 1,000 calorie deficit, that's about as aggressive as you would want to be with a diet. And when I say 500 calorie deficit, I mean per day. A good estimate of what it takes to lose a pound of fat is to create a 3,500 calorie deficit over the course of a week. So 500 times 7, 3,500 for the week there. If you prefer to vary your caloric intake, you can have some days that are a little bit higher. It just means you have to be a little bit more aggressive with your caloric deficit on some days, less aggressive on others, as long as your total calorie deficit for the week is around 3,500 calories. Once again, if you're trying to lose 2 pounds per week, you'd be looking at creating a 7,000 calorie deficit for the week. And if you're wondering how to create a caloric deficit, I'll drop a link down below to my calorie calculator. You'll just plug in your age, your height, your weight, and your activity level. So if you're training 5 days a week or so, you can plug in the moderate activity level unless you're like on your feet all day long. Crazy busy, you're getting in lots of walks in addition to your weight training, then you can go with a higher activity level. That's gonna spit out your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure. That's what it takes to maintain your body weight. So you subtract 500 from that if you wanna lose a pound per week, or 1,000 from that if you wanna lose 2 pounds per week, 750 if you wanna lose a pound and a half a week. You get the idea there. And this is just an estimation, it's just a starting point. You're gonna have to pay attention to your body's feedback. Tip number 2 is that your lifestyle should remain relatively the same. Hopefully you're living a very active lifestyle. Your workouts can remain the same. You don't need to do anything, no drastic changes to your weight training. Hopefully you're living a very active life outside of the gym. You're getting out for walks is a great form of active recovery. Maybe cycling, maybe some rowing, just being on your feet more often, living your life to the fullest. For myself, I've recently re-included 3 days of traditional cardiovascular training into my system, breaking it up between some cycling, some spin bikes, some rowing machines, some ellipticals, some stair climbers, some incline treadmill, just doing a bunch of different things to spice it up. Some battle ropes coming up pretty soon. So making sure I'm doing 3 days of cardio for my overall health and well-being, my cardiovascular conditioning, and I also bring my dog out for walks and I stand up at my desk when I'm working throughout the day. That remains exactly the same whether I'm in fat loss mode, whether I'm in muscle building mode, whether I'm maintaining my body weight. So my lifestyle does not change whatsoever when I'm going through a mini cut. Tip number 3 is to keep your nutrition simple and structured. Once again, my nutrition when I'm in a mini cut is very similar to how I eat when I'm in maintenance mode or building muscle. There's just a few subtle differences. I find when I am in muscle building mode or even maintenance mode, I prefer 5 meals per day. I just like to spread it out through multiple meals. I don't like to consume really large meals. So 5 meals per day suits me really well. And I find for men over 40, getting your protein intake spread evenly through multiple meals throughout the day really helps in our muscle building and muscle preservation efforts. But when I'm in diet mode, I prefer to shrink it down to 4 meals per day. I find if I keep it at 5 meals per day, just the meals aren't satisfying enough. They're just too low in food volume. So I'd rather eat one less meal throughout the day. The other difference is, so let's get to structure first. So structure, exactly the same, whether I am in muscle building mode, fat loss mode, or maintenance mode. I start my day with a breakfast shake. So I have a cup of homemade kefir in there, a cup of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, an ounce load of spinach, a banana, a scoop of protein powder, a tablespoon of black maca powder. That's the first meal of my day, every single day, no matter what. Second meal of the day, when I am in fat loss mode, is 260 grams of plain Greek yogurt, 140 grams of frozen mixed berries, and some cinnamon sprinkled on top. When I'm in muscle building mode, I will add 2 tablespoons of natural raw almond butter in there, so that's going to add 200 calories to that meal. The third meal is the same once again across the board. 4 large brown free-range eggs, 170 grams of mixed veggies, 2/3 cup, so when I'm in fat loss mode, 2/3 cup of oats, and 140 grams of frozen berries. When I'm in muscle building mode, I'll have a full cup of oats, which adds another about 110 calories. So within those first 3 meals, it's the same meals all year long. I freaking love those meals. I look forward to them each and every time. I do enjoy the Greek yogurt more when it has the almond butter in there. That adds an extra 200 calories to that meal that I just can't spare. I'd rather have an extra meal later on in the day. I have more room for my dinner meal than to have that almond butter in that meal. So that's 300 calories, but 310 calories extra when I'm in muscle building mode compared to fat loss mode with it. Again, meals that I freaking love each and every day. Structure, simple structure, whether I'm in muscle building mode, maintenance mode, or fat loss mode. I like to have structure in place. It makes my nutrition mindless, and it's food that I enjoy each and every day. Fourth meal is my dinner in fat loss mode. It's a little bit lower on the portion size, but the meals are basically the same whether I'm fat loss, muscle building, or maintenance mode, same types of foods. So I'll have salmon one night with sweet potatoes and veggies. Another night I might have a tuna steak with sweet potato and veggies. Another night I might have chicken breast with rice and veggies. I like to have some fajita seasoning on that chicken breast. Another night I might have like sloppy joes. There's all different foods that I'll eat, meals that I'll have for dinner. It's just the portion sizes. So in fat loss mode for the sweet potatoes, I'll probably have 8 ounces, whereas if I'm in muscle building mode, it could be up 15, 16 ounces, almost double the portion of the sweet potato there. So same meals. I have about, I'd say 10 go-to meals that I have frequently that I rotate throughout the week, but very structured, very consistent. When I am in muscle building mode, like I said, there's going to be an extra 310 calories from those first 3 meals, mainly the second and the third meal there. And so I'm still going to have a little bit of extra room to bump up my calories. So I'll have a smaller meal later on at night, kind of a nighttime snack there, which is great, especially if it's a little bit higher in protein. Once again, it's going to be great fuel for while I'm sleeping to help repair, rebuild, and grow my muscles. Tip number 4 is to make sure you're getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep each and every night. Research has shown that if you are sleeping less than 7 hours per night, you're more likely to use your muscle as fuel throughout the day in a fat loss mode compared to burning fat. So make sure you're getting a minimum amount of 7 to 8 hours of sleep, so you know that you're increasing your chances of the weight that you're losing losing coming from fat rather than your muscle. It's also, if you're sleeping less than 7 hours per day, research has shown that your appetite is going to increase and it's going to be much tougher for you to lose fat. So sleep should be your top priority all the time, because once you get in muscle building mode, once again, that sleep is crucially important for repairing, rebuilding, and growing your muscles, keeping your hormone levels elevated, keeping your mood elevated, keeping your energy, your performance in the gym top freaking notch, among many other things, preventing disease and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be drilling sleep into your mind for just about almost every video that I can, because it is crucially important, probably the most important tip that you could apply to your mini cut and life in general. And tip number 5 is accountability. Like I told you earlier, it's so easy when you're already lean, looking good. You only have like maybe 6, 8, 10 pounds to lose at the most. It's so easy to again, give in to those temptations. So make sure you belong to like a support group, something like the Jacked After 40 Club, where you're posting your progress updates each and every week. You're sharing your goals at the beginning of the week. You're sharing your daily, like for myself personally, I utilize the Jacked After 40 Club to its fullest. Each and every day, I'm sharing every single meal that I eat. They see my MyFitnessPal journal, my food journal there, so they see the intake I'm consuming. I am showing my scale, my weigh-ins and everything. And then each and every week I record a physique update video and I upload that here on this channel. So every Sunday vlog during the month of January here, during this mini cut, I'm gonna be doing a physique update. I find that has been the greatest form of accountability for me for all of the fat loss phases that I've gone through, is making my goals public on YouTube, on this channel here, the Jacked After 40 Life channel, and recording physique updates each and every week, because I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to post a video where I'm like, you know what? I screwed up. Sorry, guys. I want to be on top of it. So if I do kind of have I fall off the wagon like everybody does, if I have one bad day, I'm like, all right, I've got to double down tomorrow in order to hit my goal at the end of the week, so you guys can see that I have made progress. And that has certainly happened to me in the past, but for the most part, I do try to keep it pretty darn consistent. But having some sort of support system, again, like an online support community, YouTube channel, some friends, a group, maybe some fellow bros at the gym. You guys you're all going through a cutting phase, a mini cut together. You got a little challenge. You put some money on the line or something. There's so many different ways that you can hold yourself accountable to sticking to this mini cut. You do not want to drag this on any longer than it needs to be. You want to get it done and over with so you can get right back to building up your body. You really want to spend as little time out of your life dieting. So definitely make it a point to get it done and over with, and then back to fueling your body so you feel your best and you look your best. I hope you enjoyed the tips in today's video and found them helpful. If you did, please drop a comment down below and share which ones resonated best with you. And please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you know a fellow bro who'd benefit from watching today's video, do him a favor and share it with them. And before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. Have yourself an amazing day. I'll catch you in the next video.